Good morning, everyone. It's a busy construction news day, so let's get right into it. The Welland Canals development and Union Carbide property regeneration projects have just won awards for their redevelopment of neglected sites into thriving hubs for living and working. These projects are a great example of what's possible when thoughtful remediation and design are paired with innovation and collaboration. On a slightly more sour note, Wellington County Council has abandoned plans for the Continuum of Care Seniors Housing Project due to a lack of funding. It's a tough decision, but one that had to be made considering the rising costs. But hey, let's end on a high note. Congratulations to Geoff Smith, Executive Chair of EllisDon Corporation, for receiving the 2025 Toronto Region Builder Award. Well-deserved recognition for his contributions to the industry and the community. Welland, Ontario's Canals development and Union Carbide property regeneration projects have won awards for redevelopment excellence at the 2024 Brownie Awards. The awards recognize innovation and collaboration in turning brownfield sites into vibrant residential and commercial hubs. The Canals development transformed a neglected site into a thriving community, while the Union Carbide property regeneration reimagined an industrial site into a dynamic space. Both projects are examples of how thoughtful remediation and design can fuel economic growth and community vitality. Celebrating 50 years, ACEC Ontario has led Ontario's consulting engineering industry since 1975. It advocates for fair business practices, regulatory reform, and supports ongoing professional development for its members. In 2024, they partnered with the City of Ottawa to reform procurement policies and launch network programs for diversity, sustainability, and transportation. With 140 consulting engineering firms employing 27,000 Ontarians, ACEC Ontario's impact on the province's economy is over $10 billion annually. Wellington County Council has made the tough decision to abandon plans for the Continuum of Care Seniors Housing Project due to a lack of funding options. The project, which had been in the works for over 8 years, faced escalating costs, growing from an initial estimate of $88 million to $135 million. Despite efforts to secure funding from other levels of government, no new opportunities were identified. The Council has directed staff to close the project, return funds to the Continuum of Care Reserve, and explore alternative housing options using the remaining funds. While some money has been spent on the proposed project, including $90,000 in federal funding, a significant portion will be transferred to a reserve for future housing projects. Canada is considering retaliatory tariffs on American steel, ceramics, plastics, and orange juice, following threats from the incoming Trump administration to impose hefty duties on Canadian imports. These specific items were selectively released just a week before President Trump's inauguration and a week before Canadian leaders meet to discuss their response plan. Experts agree this is a wise move to signal readiness for a fight, as Ottawa would lose a broader trade war if they threatened similar across-the-board tariffs. Geoff Smith, Executive Chair of EllisDon Corporation, has been named the recipient of the 2025 Toronto Region Builder Award. Smith has made significant contributions to EllisDon, its employees, the construction industry, and the broader Toronto community. He's also established an employee ownership program, which ensures that the company's equity will eventually be owned by its employees. The award recognizes individuals whose leadership and volunteerism significantly improve the region and make it a better place to live, work, and learn. And that wraps up the news highlights on this episode of the Ontario Construction News Daily Podcast, Tuesday, July 14th, 2025. This podcast was brought to you by AI. I know you've got a lot of options for your news, but I hope you'll choose to subscribe to our podcast. We'd really appreciate that. That's all for now, but tune in tomorrow and every weekday for more construction news and insights. You can also view all the content in this podcast at ontarioconstructionnews.com. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow.